So in today's video, I'll be showing you exactly what I do to consistently get wins in Fortnite Chapter 3. Right off the bat, I want to say that this is all about winning. We aren't going for a ton of kills or anything flashy. However, if you want to use this strategy to get a lot of kills, it's very possible, and I'll mention how once we get to that point, so keep that in mind as you watch this video. Okay, so let's jump into it. The first thing you want to do is you're going to want to land at the top left of the map, just above Logjam. This location has a vault for easy and quick loot, rifts for an easy escape, and a reboot van just in case you have to fight. The one downfall is that there isn't a ton of loot outside of the vault, so what you're gonna wanna do is land and then instantly go to the vault and get it open. If you're playing in solos, you're gonna have to knock an AI and then bring it down to the vault to be able to open it. Now after you've opened all the chests in the vault, you wanna quickly search for any chest, grab any extra loot, and then go and take a rift. This strategy is all about doing things quickly and getting to where you need to be. An extra step here is that if you are playing duos, have each player take a separate rift. Doing this will permanently get rid of those rifts, which may not seem all that important, but think of the butterfly effect. If you didn't do that, then someone else could take the rift, show up at your house, and try to sell you chocolates, and you don't want that. So once you're gliding, you're gonna wanna head straight to the llama that always spawns at this building. In my experience, no one ever goes here, and 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get that llama. This is a key part of the strategy because then you will instantly get 1,500 mats and all the healing you will need in case you or your duo aren't full health yet. Another huge thing about doing this is you're going to be able to get the chili chug splashes. Make sure you only use these as a last resort item of healing. The speed effect plus the instant health are incredible for the end game, especially if you have to go to a heal off. Now after you've collected all of this loot, you're gonna wanna hop on the quad crasher, and here is where things can get interesting. If you're watching this video and you wanna get a lot of kills, then take the quad crasher to any named location in the circle and fight. And good luck to you if you do that. The other thing you can do, which is what I always do with my wife, is play for the victory royale. To do that, you can stop at this gas station to try and get more loot if you don't have the MK7 rifle or a good shotgun or get SMG. And if you already have good weapons, then simply head all the way over the water to this house right here. This house, I swear to you, is never looted. It's like it's invisible to people, so it's gonna be a great place to get some extra loot. And once you get there, you can park your quad crasher in the garage, and if you have a duo, send one person to the first floor, break every single wall with a door or a window, and then the other player goes to the second floor and does the same thing. This is just to be extra safe in case someone tries to walk into your house or shoot you through the window. So at this point, let's go over everything we have done so far at this point. First, you have avoided the early game fights, which can oftentimes be RNG and luck based. Second, you have collected a ton of mats and have really good loot to fight with. Third, you have effectively avoided the mid-game fights, which in most public lobbies are gonna be based heavily on pure skill, as the mid-game is when people have the best loot, full health, and the confidence to take on any fight. All of this to say, you are really set up to win this game. Now, unfortunately, at this point, I can't really guide you anymore because the circle is going to determine where you go. The only thing I can say is that you want to make it to the end game with as many mats and as much health as you can, so try to avoid people and try and avoid fighting as much as possible. The reason for this is because once the circle is small and constantly pushing people, things get chaotic. People get nervous, they start making mistakes, they get scared, and you can take advantage of that. If you stay calm during the end game, you can punish people for their mistakes, such as leaving the high ground. That actually happens a lot. People are leaving the high ground because they get cocky and they want to push to get kills, whereas if they do that, you can easily build up, take high ground, and then keep that for a very, very easy win. Again, this video is not about getting 20 kills. It is simply about setting yourself up to get a victory royale. Some people may find this boring, and that's perfectly okay, but others will find it helpful and be able to get more wins because of it. I play this way with my wife because she isn't all that good at Fortnite, and thanks to skill-based matchmaking, she gets put in my lobbies, which tend to be very sweaty. So doing this strategy allows us to enjoy the game. And also, she doesn't really build much, if at all, so she tends to always give me all of her mats, which is a really good thing if that works for you and your duo. So make sure you play to your strengths, make sure you know what your advantages are in terms of each player, and play accordingly. I promise you that if you follow this pathing and play smarts, you're going to start racking up those victory royales. So now that we've gone over everything, let's watch how my game plays out and what I do to make sure we win. Now, as you can see, everything worked as expected, and I have a ton of mats, good loot, and full health for the endgame fights. But unfortunately, we get a desert circle, which we both don't like because of the verticality. So as we're rotating to a good vantage point, we have people holding us and we are forced to fight. So my first plan of attack is getting high ground, which I do without a problem. Something to note right here that I'm doing that not a lot of people do is that once I have high ground, I am not trying to fight them because that doesn't benefit anyone. It would waste our mats, it would waste our health, and we could die. Now we notice that the border is forcing us into the desert more, and I want us to get there before them, so I push for it. Now something that happens here, which is funny, is that because I played passive earlier when I had high ground on these players, they are doing the exact same thing to us as they have the high ground. But with how small the circle is, I know I need to take them out or retake height. So after a few exchanges, one of them somehow dies, and I manage to take the other one out. Unfortunately, my wife also gets taken out. 3 players left, all solos. I managed to tag the guy on height a few times, and seeing as he is whited, I know my win condition is taking out the player beneath me, so I go for it. It doesn't really work out that much. I tag him for a lot, but basically all that happens is I waste all my mats in this one fight, and I end up with ultimate low ground. So it's a 1v1, I have no mats, he has height, and the border favors him. It's not looking so good. All I have going for me is what I mentioned earlier, staying calm and waiting for him to make a mistake. And as expected, he gets cocky and needlessly pushed me, which is all I need to land a few more shots and take the victory royale. Now that game was completely different than what my usual games are, but that just goes to show that this guide can only take you so far. So for the sake of transparency, I have brought up all of the games I've played using this strategy just so you guys can see how many I'm playing, how many I'm winning, and things of that nature. So we have played 11 games in total using this strategy, ignoring my creative session where I'm building my Deathrun, link down below if you want to play. And throughout those 11 games, we have won 6 of them, which puts us at a 58% win rate, which is really, really, really good. And as you can see, I am not getting a lot of kills in these games because again, we're going for the win. We're not going for a lot of kills. This one was actually really good, but for the most part, it's low kill games. These 3 losses in a row, both of these we were contested in the early game, and as I mentioned, it's luck and RNG. We got really bad weapons, so we died. And this game, we were contested in the mid game, and we just lost the fight. It's as simple as that. So this is a really, really good strategy in my opinion. If you guys do use it, I would love it if you would comment down your experiences. Is there anything that could be improved? Let us know. And if you get a lot of wins using this strat, let everyone know down in the comments as well. I'd really appreciate that. But if you guys made it this far, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe for more Fortnite content in the future. And other than that, that is all I have. So I will talk to you all later. Have a nice day, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and peace out.